What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 17 of the Next Wave podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Blake Zanny Janney, joined by my buddy Dak D. Woody Woodall. Today we've got episode 17 coming at you. We're going to be covering some Call of Duty, some Rocket League, and as well as our coin segment here, Pick and Ban. Had an interesting week of matches, got some updated news from Rocket League, so make sure to tune into the full episode. We appreciate you being here, and let's get right into it. Before we get to the matches and stuff, Dak, you were out of town for most of these matches. How was your weekend?
Yeah, it was good. I was just in Tulsa visiting family. It was my dad's birthday and my grandpa's birthdays in like 5 days. So we just had a big family gathering for him, and I watched as many matches as I could. So it was a good weekend.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Mr. Woodall.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. I completed my first week of work at where I've finally settled in
Yeah, how was it?
Dallas. It was good. It's I have my own little cubicle. Like it's dope. It's weird coming from like a mainly remote job, little fish, big pond, to like being one of like 50 people that you know.
Yeah,
So, I mean, there's hundreds of like 100 some employees, but like within the branches that I communicate with, there's like 50 people that
yeah.
I'll get to know on a first name basis. So that's pretty cool. We played golf yesterday. Shot 79.
Nice.
One guy in the company shot one stroke better than me
Dang.
because he pitched in or chipped in from like 30 yards on 18 for birdie, and I
Oh
parred
my
it.
God, dude.
Yeah, he's really good. He played golf at Georgia,
Wow.
so he's still in school. Um, he's like doing like a half like
Intern type thing.
employment. Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's not an intern. I don't know. It's weird.
Huh.
But yeah. Um, before we get into the CDL matches, any current events, anything you want to throw out there?
Not really, man. I'm just getting
Bunch of
back into the
signings
swing of
today.
things. Yeah, what do you mean? Like NFL?
Anything. I'm just saying in the world, there's some stuff going on. I didn't know if you had anything to touch on before we got into our uh, you know, segmented topics.
I think I'm good to go.
All right, let's get into these CDL matches here. So, kicking us off to start the weekend was Optic Texas versus the Boston Breach. This one went all the way, Game 5, Round 11. Was not expecting that whatsoever. I mean, you always, think Boston. We think pretty highly of Boston, I think.
Yeah.
So, like, in the back of our biased mind, you always think about it going to Map 5, but it actually went Map 5, Round 11. And really, this was just the Shotzzy show. I
Mhm.
mean, this was absurd. He had a 1.72 and really just carried throughout most of the maps here. Map
Yeah.
1, he went 27 and 7, was just on a playground on Karachi.
Yeah. And Shotzzy does this every year. He gets into form at some point for a split at least. And, he starts taking those weird routes, getting behind people, being a thorn in their side like all series long. And he's been on a tear lately, dude. 103 and
Yeah.
60 is crazy.
Yeah, I think one of the key factors in his success is knowing when he can go rogue. And I don't
Mhm.
even mean that as in, you hear people talk about should be able to have that switch into being aggressive when they have that turn off that switch and camp a corner and play your timings.
Mhm.
But being able to know when you can go rogue is something completely different.
Yeah.
So like you see on this Karachi, they're rotated like P3, and Shotzi luckily was like one of the guys getting cuts, like wasn't the first
Mhm.
rotated or second rotated. And while they're all P3, so they have one person in new, one person I think maybe in back new blocking that deep spawn, and then one person pushed out towards back red, the junk
Mhm.
P5, and he is pushed out second AC by P1, cutting them from bottom church,
Dang.
top red. Like he is, so he knows like at that moment that him going not getting any kills and dying is still valuable to the team
Mm-hmm.
because of the info that he can provide.
Yeah.
So that allows him to go rogue. So he's finally figuring out the nuances of the game.
Right.
Um,
And
that allows him to do that. And let's not forget they like were a lot behind in stage 1,
yeah.
like as a team.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And there were a lot of moments in stage 1 where Shotzzy would just throw his life
Looked
away.
bad.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and we touched on that back then, but now it seems like he's doing a lot better of a job, you know,
Yeah.
playing his life when he needs to and giving it away when he needs to. And
Yeah.
I think on the flip side, that's the problem with Boston is Snoopy and
Yes.
Asim or Asim, they go rogue at the wrong times and it causes their setups to break down. It causes them to get broken and it's like a full momentum swing. And that's been happening to them a lot recently.
Yeah, and I think it's a problem for Snoopy. I think it's happening to Asim because of
Mm-hmm.
Snoopy's play style. Because I mean, we know Asim knows when he's supposed to be aggressive
Yeah.
and when he's not. Now, does it pay off all the time? Of course not. But like in situationals, like
Mm-hmm.
we know Asim has that competence. But yeah, this was just the Shotzzy show. So it goes
Yeah.
to round 11, map 5. Um, Surprisingly enough, if I remember correctly, Optic absolutely choked the control,
Mm-hmm.
and lost their bread and butter invasion control.
Yeah.
But round 11, map 5 was scary. They ended up winning it pretty convincingly in that round 11, but taking it there was nerve wracking, and
Yeah.
didn't want to see them lose at all.
Mm-hmm. But there were a couple rounds where Shotzzy made the play like early where he would just get in their backfield and like, get a couple of kills and get out and he was winning them rounds by himself. So,
Yeah,
in this moment, I was scared that Optic, who had been struggling in S&D, was going map 5 Karachi with Boston and
yeah.
it ended up being a thriller. But this was crazy because Optic ended up being really good at search later in the week, which we'll get into.
Right.
But
And of
yeah.
course, Optic starting off the weekend and ending the weekend we finally get to see him play twice, which is
Mm-hmm.
great. I feel like it's every other weekend we see him play twice or every 3 weekends we see him play twice.
Yeah.
So it was nice to get them twice on the schedule, but of course, first and last of the weekends for viewership's sake. But yeah, shout out to Shotzzy for pulling the weight for most of this. Also went 30 and 18 in the map for Rio, and was making some crazy plays on that map as well.
Yeah.
Anything else to add before we go to the second match of the day?
No.
All right. Well, we don't have much to talk about on this series. This
Yeah.
was an absolute DoorDash challenge.
Oh.
Atlanta FaZe versus the Atlanta Thieves. You talk about the
Yeah.
oh my god,
Oh man.
the red carpet jump scare. I
Oh.
mean, it was just a talent diff. I mean, it just really it's what you expected. They got 170 points in the respawn or the hard point, 0 in the search, and 1 in the control. Like this
Mm-hmm.
was just a beating. They were riding the high of beating Toronto Ultra, feeling delusional on the map. Like we knew this was going to be a 3-0.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Plus
it
24
was.
out of Celium.
Yeah.
1.7 damn near.
Yeah,
But Simp
dude, that's
had
insane.
crazy amount of damage for 3 maps. Wow. He was
Yeah.
averaging 4K a map with a S&D included. So Simp was in form, Celium in form, all of them in form against
Mm-hmm.
a team that's struggling right now. They are 3-2, which we'll get to, which is crazy. But yeah, we'll get to that later. I honestly don't have anything else to add to this.
Yeah, no, me neither. This seemed like a dominant series. I was driving during this series, so I just had it on, like listening to it, and it just sounded like LA Thieves were getting buried. And I
Yep.
mean, FaZe is better than them skill wise, and they're gonna be better than them
Teamwork.
situationals and
Yep.
teamwork. And yeah, so like this just went as expected. They
Yeah.
never had a chance.
Yeah, it was never close. Getting into the last series of the Friday, we had the Carolina Royal Ravens going up against LAG, Los Angeles Guerrillas, and this was a 3-1 out of the Royal Ravens. Didn't get to watch this one as much simply because I wasn't as invested as I was the other matches, and decided to play some games myself. But LAG, I imagine that's their map pick, the sub-base map 1. We've seen them play them often. They got a lot of good wins on relatively good teams early
Mm-hmm.
in the season, so definitely probably was their map pick there. They lose by a hill or so, and Tej had a really good series. Was the takeaway from me. Now it is again what we should mainly focus on. I think is the fucking dumpster fire that is LAG.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah, they do, and Diamond Con's still struggling.
against the
It's
Ravens.
yeah, and honestly, I was shocked this series that LAG beat him so handedly in search, 6-2 on high rise.
Right. Yeah, that
Especially since
was.
Ravens just 6-0'd Optic on that map.
Yeah, I think that's more to the debt of Optic though, more than it
Yeah.
is the credit of Carolina. And also just individually, I think in the game mode they stack up better against this Carolina team just on an
Mm-hmm.
individual level, other than Tej and Gwyn, because we've seen that they're good at S&D specifically. And then this whole LAG roster just, in that game mode, they excel. Especially we've seen Estriel. He had a really good series. Actually went positive and was making some impactful plays on the map. So
Yeah.
first time we've actually seen him do something like that, and they end up getting 3-1. So it's kind of unfortunate in that sense. But LAG need to make a change, and it looks like they're not going to do it before the major. So I definitely expect a team change after this event. If
Mm-hmm.
they pull up and get top 6 again, then I don't fucking know, but I don't expect that to happen.
Yeah.
It absolutely could, which is because of how top heavy the league is. They could easily sneak a top 6 in because they're going to lose to whoever the winners bracket is. But if there's any kind of upset in the winners bracket, they get fucked because they're
Yeah.
starting in losers for sure. So it is going to be more difficult to place top 6 starting in losers, whereas they started in winners last stage. So I don't see anything good coming from the major for them, and there should be a roster change after that.
Yeah, I think so too. And I just, you know, they were good early in the game. As these teams get better and start, finding out how to play the game a lot better, I don't think LAG is really gonna move up much.
No, they peaked.
Yeah, I feel like they've gotten as good as they can be, and they're starting to play creddies, and like people have been. I think Gwen after this series tweeted like these shitters
Yeah.
just play creddies and stuff like
He
that.
said,
Like
"Can someone fucking chow me,
yeah,
please," or something like
yeah,
that,
like
because
it
they
just
just
seems like
statues.
now they're just playing to save their face, and like they're not
Yeah.
trying to make plays and take risks, and they're just like trying to play safe, and it's just not. And it's probably because it's spiraling. I mean, they're 0-5, so they know a change is looming, and they're not playing to win. They're just playing
Yeah.
to
If
keep
a
their spot.
soul if a soul is still on this squad to start stage 3, then I'll riot because I mean he just is so lackluster, dude. He had the lowest KD and the lowest damage by over 1,000
Yeah.
in the 11,000s, and so I
I
mean
mean, he only
that
had
he's a main
54
AR.
kills. Everyone else had 10 or
I'm
more,
pretty
even
sure I
fellow.
said this last time. Like you're the main AR. You are holding lanes,
Mm-hmm.
looking over people for majority of the map, or you should be.
Yeah,
The damage should be coming to you. I understand not
exactly.
picking up all the kills because you have people, you know, that's what they're for. You're there to suppress and get everyone one shot so your
Mm-hmm.
subs and your flex can clean it up. They can't clean up shit if you have 4,000 damage less than them.
Yeah. Yeah.
He shouldn't be on this roster going into stage
No,
3.
he's
If he
just
is,
not playing
they
with his
suck.
team. Yeah.
And there's only the players to blame. This isn't a coaching decision. This isn't upper management because, as we know, there's one person working for this
Mm-hmm.
fucking org.
Yeah.
So it's gonna come from the players. But yeah, Royal Ravens moved to 2-3 at the time
Yeah.
after this win. So anything else to add on this match?
No, but I will say Estriel, he's the shining light of this team this
Yeah,
split. I feel like he's
I
the
think
only one that's like trying to make shit happen on the map and like,
this will
making
also
plays.
be the only time I would advise and gas up stock, playing for your stock.
Yeah.
Like you are at rock bottom. No one's gonna be surprised if you get double rounded or just lose your first match in losers. So like, dude, just build your stock up. Like you're looking good out there. If you can continue to perform, if you try to play for the win and aren't putting up numbers and you're still getting smacked like this, that's where you end up not being on a team next year. Versus if you're able to kind of perform, and obviously this isn't as a winner's mindset thing. This is a outsider being put on the LAG team. Like go ahead and raise your stock, bro, because you're gonna. It might not be a top team, but you're gonna be in the league next year.
Yeah, I
Most
think he's
likely.
shown
It's how it
flashes
works.
of like playing well and playing for the win. So now if he just like
Right.
continues to put up numbers, he'll definitely be in the league next year
Yeah.
or for the rest of this
So
season too, So
and LAG had to go to sleep that night and wake right up and be the first match against the New York
yeah,
Subminers
God.
the next day, which was also compared like maybe quicker than the Phase Thieves series, if not this as quick. Um, this was a smoking 3-0 for the New York Subliners. Absolute red carpet versus green carpet here. Hydra and Skies. We're going
247
crazy.
to 143. We didn't even get to 250.
I bet they left. Honestly, they probably ended the game. They called mercy rule, bro. Like,
Damn.
they called mercy rule or something, and then 6-1 in the search and 3-1 in the control. Like,
Yeah.
it just was not close at all. And so even on Invasion, where you can get granted of like 30 seconds of time on
Mm-hmm.
that P4 just because you got a rogue spawn, or you can literally rotate
Dog.
early to
Fame
P3.
Fame
The Bathrooms Hill is
11
unbreakable.
11 and 29 map 1.
Yeah,
Fame.
that's horrible. That's fucking absurd.
Yeah.
11 and 29 when the rest of your team has at least 23 is that sucks. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, dude,
yeah,
this
that's
needs to
bad.
be a 2-person change, and
And then he went 0 and
you
7.
just keep Diamond Con and Estriel. I
I
mean,
agree.
Diamond Con's been struggling, but he had a really good split the first major, and he's been showing flashes this split, even though they're
Do
getting
I
dumped on.
do I think they would get better if they only dropped Assault and threw in Flames, for him, or picked up Lunars or something like that?
Like a little bit.
Absolutely, absolutely. But if you want guaranteed improvement and quicker improvement, then you got to make a 2-person change
Yeah.
and bring that in, because obviously Fame has had some crazy moments and has shown that he can be like a role player. But like, you can't really, you need to upgrade, and it's not going to be keeping him on the team.
Yeah, I just think Fame is so inconsistent. Like, he's either going crazy or he's getting absolutely slammed. Like in this match, he's negative 25.
Yeah,
So,
this was bad. A
you know,
0.58 is really bad.
yeah, I just feel like they need some more consistency, because a lot of these teams are so inconsistent in this bottom 8 that if you just became consistent, you'd probably start winning more games. They'd be in winners
Exactly.
easily. So,
Exactly.
yeah, I think a
I agree
2-person
with
change
you.
is needed, and it's definitely Assault and Fame at the moment.
Yep. Nothing more to add to that one. New York
Hydra
just
series, he's
showing.
insane. Hydra's going off too.
New York just showing that they can do it any day of the week is pretty much what you're proving at that point. We already knew they were better. We already knew they were going to win. It's just, can you just prove that it doesn't matter the day and the time, you'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
Next match of the day. This one I thought was going to be a little bit more interesting because of how the downtrend of Minnesota has been. But we had the Minnesota Rocker going up against the Seattle Surge. Rocker ended up taking it 3-1. Didn't watch this one at all, because I honestly did not want to. But looking at the scorecard here, Seattle, 3 people positive, 1 negative, versus Rocker, 3 people negative, 1 positive. Yet they took the W. Do we think they were playing for stock?
Seattle?
Yeah.
I mean, probably, but I don't know.
I saw
I don't know.
Brezzy
Seattle
started
might
off
have
the
thought that
hard
they could have won
point.
this. And
I saw Brezzy started off the hard point like 11-0
yeah,
or something like
yeah,
that. He went
was going
25 and
crazy map 1.
11. That's the only map they won, though.
Yeah. And honestly, they always have good starts to Skid Row this year. I feel like Seattle starts Skid Row pretty well. They're usually like ahead, early in the Skid Row games, but then fall apart. And I'm kind of not surprised that they won that, but shout out Rocker. I thought that this was going to be a bounce back series for him. They needed it badly, and they came out here and handled business.
Yeah. Only person positive on the side of Rocker was Linz, which if I had to guess, I would have guessed that. But surprisingly enough, he had the lowest damage on the team. Big Wake coming in with almost 16k damage. 63 and 66. That's not a terrible 0.95, but I mean, he's coming through, helping his team get to the win. That just tells me his non-kill whore wasn't a factor in this series.
He did go 10 and 19 in control, but they 3-0'd him. So
yeah, he was just chilling, which is, it's almost like he was like, Lamar, you kill whore, I'll be you. Let's just have a little Freaky Friday here, and
they actually
they Freaky Friday'd on us and just swapped real quick.
Yeah, honestly though, I don't care about his damage, bro. I want to see him do it against an actual good team.
Yeah, Shotzzy narrative on Awakening. Yeah. But yeah, shout out to the Rocker getting that 3-1 win after starting 0-5.
Yeah.
If they do win this next game, I think there's probably some sort of hierarchy where they sneak in at 8th, maybe. Okay. I don't think so though.
Dude, they probably could with Ravens continuing to lose.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll look at the upcoming matches here in a moment. But Another DoorDash of a series. We
Yeah.
had the Boston Breach going up against Atlanta FaZe. Atlanta FaZe are just, like I said earlier, just on delusional confidence right now,
Yeah,
and
they're going
and are ready
crazy.
to square up against anyone. 6-0 in the search and 3-1 in the control, and 75-point spread in the map one hard point. But Celium has just been on one, bro. Just
Yeah, he has,
he's been
bro.
shooting
Shooting
everyone's
bodies.
body. And he's just been piecing. Like he's just been literally chilling.
uh,
Like he has these 1.7s and these 1.2s this weekend, but he doesn't by any means have like a crazy amount of damage or like has a ton of kills to
yeah,
get it. He's just playing his life and he's playing his role very well,
dude,
and
he
he's in
does it
his
every year,
the
bro.
result. Yeah, no, I know it's absurd. He's probably the greatest CDL era player, I
Oh,
would
for
say,
sure,
in my
dude.
opinion.
For sure.
Um,
He's
so
just
shout
he's
out to
just
Cell.
so consistent, bro. And
He's insane.
he's always got a good spot, he's always positioned well and he's just killing,
Great
killing, killing.
positioning.
And he plays like a rat, doesn't give a fuck. He will troll you. Like he does not care, bro. He probably is delusionally confident at all
No,
times.
he's delusional.
I
I
mean, he's
mean,
dropping like
he had
1.4s, 1.5s, just
yeah,
chilling, bro. And he has the
yeah,
three best teammates. Like he's just, yeah, bro. What a life.
yeah. So Atlanta FaZe just cruised through that 3-0. Nothing more to add from me.
Yeah.
Anything from you?
Yeah. I mean, Boston, man, they are just,
Or 2-4. They got one more match, which we'll get to coming up, and
yeah,
it's gonna be winners. You got to look if you're Boston, you got to look at it as winners or losers, like bracket
yeah.
wise. Like you got to win or you got to lose. We got to win this shit and get into winners.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure if they do win, they do secure winners because there's a lot of 2-win and 1 and 0-win teams right
Right.
now.
Right.
So we'll see.
But I
But
just will always have that bias towards Boston in my head because, like, we know what kind of player Slasher, Priesta, ASMR. Like, I'm just always gonna think
I
that they
know.
should be able to put it together and be like a top 6 team in the league.
Yeah, if you told me we're gonna put Slasher, Priesta, ASIM, and then an up and coming young gun that proves himself in challengers, I'd be like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
they're the dark horse of every tournament, every
Yeah.
split,
Exactly.
and they're out here getting fucking pooped on.
Yeah.
But getting into our last day of matches here, we started off with a surprising outcome in the Los Angeles Thieves versus Vegas Legion match. Surprising to me, at
No,
least.
big
The
time. I
Thieves,
was shocked.
yeah, the Thieves take down Legion, 3-1. Crimp had an absolute series. This is definitely the best series he's ever had in CDL.
Mm-hmm.
Goes 92 and 76 over 4 maps with a 1.21. Ghosty
Damn.
still being consistent at that 1.05 level. But on the other side, I mean, it was Attach and Geo holding their own. Attach is fucking nuts, by the way. He had
Yeah.
a 1.48 with 18,000 damage over 4 maps, bro. If this went
Mm-hmm.
map 5, he would have broke the damage record. But
Jesus.
unfortunately, Nero had a bad series, which he's been pretty consistent all year. So it's unfortunate that it came at this
Yeah.
time against a bot, still a bottom team, even though they're 3-2 now.
Mm-hmm.
And then Purge again, not having a good series, 0.81, just not performing in the hard points here. Lowest damage and lowest KD in all the maps.
Yeah.
So.
And honestly, I still think Paris or Vegas. I'll call him Vegas. I respect him now. I've always thought the Vegas change should have been 2 people, and
I
get
still
rid
think
of
so.
Purge. It's just at some point you need more, bro. You need
Put
more in
Standy back
hard
in,
point.
bro.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, unless it actually was some internal team issue. But
Yeah.
no, this was a shocking defeat for Vegas for me. Honestly, I thought that they would come out in 3-1 the Thieves. But shout out Thieves. Ghosty's been doing great. I still feel like Afro needs to pick it up a little bit more.
Yep.
He's obviously
Absolutely.
the one person that's obviously, not playing at the level that everyone else is whenever they need him to. Nasty hasn't really done much either, but he's like decent.
I feel like when it
He
comes to
just
decision making, for the most part,
mm-hmm.
he's gonna make a good decision. His gun hasn't been too hot at times,
Yeah.
but I definitely think when it comes to trying to make a winning play, I think he's in a good
Yeah, me
class of
too. I like
usually
Nasty.
making that play, which is fine. At this point, it's just a question of working as a team and individually performing
Mm-hmm.
for him. So like I feel like the reason you didn't mention him when you were mentioning afros, because we don't really have a level of expectation for Nasty
Yeah.
necessarily, other than his Vanguard London series, which he was that player that was kind of a role player. He
Mm-hmm.
obviously the nature of Vanguard there, he had some Slayer maps, but for the most part, he was kind of like their middle guy.
Yeah.
Um, so shout out to the Thieves. They moved to 3-2, securing themselves a
Yeah, that was
winners
a big
bracket
win.
spot. I'm eager to see if they improve on land. If Afro gets better on land, if Nasty gets better on land. So we'll see it. And they definitely need Crimp to keep up this kind of performance if they're going to have any type of success
Mm-hmm. And I
on
like
land.
Crimp, dude. He was in their face, just sliding
He's a
around,
shit
having a
talker
day. Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to the Thieves. Bringing us to
Man, another disappointing season or
another
series.
unexpected series. In my case, I had the Ravens taking this. It was the Ravens versus Miami Heretics. Heretics take it 3-1 and looked like a different team. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah, they did.
they looked better. We have Eric Boom positive,
Yeah, that was a big map or big series from him.
and he was the least positive of all four of
Yeah.
them. So, I mean, Miami did. They were working off each other a lot more. Shout out to Vickle for having a great series. It's nice to see him show up because
Mm-hmm.
during that MW2 year, I mean, he was a thorn in Optic's side, and I was like, "Where's this guy?" Like,
Yeah.
we we play them once, and then now he's not like he hasn't been that good all year. I was like,
Yeah.
"Where's the guy that was putting Optic in the dirt?"
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
so yeah, very surprising out of Carolina. Felony having another rough go of it.
Dude.
43 kills over 4 maps
Yeah. And they played
is
Rio Hardpoint.
horrible.
And they played
Yeah,
Rio Hardpoint where he dropped 15.
that's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough. 43 and 71.6, least damage in the lobby, obviously.
Yeah.
That's a rough one. He has not been performing in respawns, and he is someone that gets better on land. It's proven for the most part. So hopefully they scrounge some points at this major, but if they bow out on at anything worse than top 6, I do think they need to make a change for Felony.
Dude, but
Unfortunately, love him.
even then, I feel like they still may need to make a change if they can't win an online match. Like, these CDL points matter, and you have to be top 8 to go to
Yeah.
champs. So, like, if they barely get top 6 and go 1-6 next split because Fellow's dropping 40 kills in a 4-map series, like, they're gonna be screwed. They could be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm calling for a fellow drop.
Yeah, man.
Even though
We love him, but it's just
you got to
not.
get those online points, man. Which sucks. They got absolutely smoked in the map 4, by the way,
Yeah, they did.
250 to 133. That is a
Yeah. On
stomping
sub
in
base
hard
too,
point on
which
this
they
game.
usually compete on sub base. Ravens do,
Yeah,
and they got buried.
yeah. Siege and Gwyn, the only ones positive for the side of the Royal Ravens. Unfortunate to see Clayster and Felony kind of dragging the team down in that area.
Mm-hmm.
But Miami moved to 1-5, get their first win on the board. I don't think they're going to have any potential for winners bracket, but they've got one more match remaining, which we'll get into here in a moment. Anything else to add to the Miami Ravens?
Yeah, they interviewed Eric Boom after the match, and it was a good interview. But he was just talking about how like they needed to just quit worrying about all the mistakes they're making and just like start to get the vibes back and like start playing as a team. And it kind of showed today. They were laughing and having fun after the match. So I don't know how much I should put into this win because it is the Ravens and they do have a tendency to come out and just lay an egg like this. But I'm
Yeah,
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
we'll see what they
Maybe
do at the major.
they turn
They're
this
an
thing
interesting
around.
team. They're an interesting
I
team.
just
So
love
we've
Miami, bro. I
we've
want
just seen
to
them at
give my
their
Vamos bucks.
we've seen them at their peak and we've seen them at their floor
Yeah.
already. It feels like so it's so weird to want to put your. It's like we're fucking their Bitcoin or something or Dogecoin. And we're trying to buy low,
Yeah.
sell high or something. But getting into the match of the weekend, what everyone was waiting for, Optic Texas versus Toronto Ultra. This was an absolute banger of a series, and it went all the way to map 5, where Optics smoke them in the terminal S&D and get the dub here. Obviously, storylines going into this. Shotzy's not a superstar. Can
Yeah.
he do it against the top teams? And the outcome is suck. Never mind. Screw you, Aches. Aches, you suck. And listening to you, actually, I love you, Aches, but your take on this was fucking horrible. And and the amount of mitigating and goalpost moving that he did on the
Oh
flank
yeah.
was almost unbearable to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to get that out of the way to say that Optic absolutely Nesloed them really bad.
Yeah.
They Nesloed them terribly. 6-0 the first S&D, 3-0 them in the
15
control.
to 1 round count
Yes,
across
and
3 maps.
for anyone listening that doesn't know what the term Nesload means, it originates back from like Black Ops 2 or Ghosts, where Neslo, who's a pro player, started to win a bunch of series by only focusing on the third game mode, which at the time was either Blitz or Capture the Flag, and the non-respawn modes S&D, and the hard point or the respawn mode, whatever it was at the time, was just whatever. So Nesloing is winning everything but the hard points in a best of 5 series, and they managed to do that in convincing fashion. Map 1 Rio was kind of close, but they kind of got outperformed and outclassed on the Skid Row
Yeah, dude,
and lost by 100.
it seems like on these hardpoint maps, Optic would get down like 50 points, and then Ultra would just stay ahead on rotations and
Flying,
wouldn't even
yeah.
let them get
It's
close.
how this game plays.
Yeah.
It's just staying. It's a game of staying ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And on Skid Row, if you don't get that first P2, it can slowly turn into just fighting uphill the whole time, no
Yeah.
matter how many
Yeah.
rotations you get or wipes you get.
And
So
Ultra has shown that they're the best hardpoint team. So honestly, their recent failures in S&D and Control lately, I'm not putting too much into that, bro. Like I
yeah,
think they're gonna be fine. You know, if they're winning
I
hard
agree.
points so easily like this.
I agree.
That Skid Row was close until P4, and then Optic got broken, and then Ultra
Yeah.
had the entire 60 on P5 as well. And
Yeah,
then that was the turning point.
You let them string together a few, it gets tough. Scrap, the only one positive on the side of Ultra, and all the eyes were on Shotzzy because of the can he do it against the top 4, because he's been absolutely frying this stage. But it was Pred who had a sneaky series and comes out with like the most damage in the whole lobby, or second most barely,
Mm-hmm.
and the highest KD with a 1.21.
Yeah. Yep.
He was doing his work.
Listen, this is exactly it. All right. Aches is right on certain things. Like there are stars and then there are superstars.
Yep,
right?
he's
There's
absolutely
definitely
right.
a distinction, and some people get overgassed. But Shotzzy, Pred, and Scrap are all superstars, and they all showed up in the biggest series of the year so far.
I agree.
Online.
But I also think Dashy is a superstar.
Dashy is too, but on this team with 3
on this team,
superstars,
you
yeah, like
I mean,
someone's got to take a back seat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like and then I would literally say that Envoy, Kleenex, and Insight potentially. He's not. I feel like to be a star and a
Insight
superstar, you
star.
got to be
Insight star.
perform. Yeah, just on his gameplay. But I feel like with a superstar and being a star comes a sense of presence, like in the community and
Yeah.
and just outside of the game as well. Now that's less weighted, obviously, but yes, Kenny star, borderline superstar on other teams. But Kleenex, Kenny, Envoy, and Insight stars.
Yeah, no,
Like,
everyone
and then
in
everyone
this,
else in the lobby.
everyone in this lobby is insane. Don't get me wrong.
This dude,
But-
Aches tried to compare it to like NBA and NFL, and I was
Yeah.
like, dude, you're
Yeah, it's
comparing
different.
real sports to dudes playing video games. Out of 48 players, he's like, you think 20% of the league are superstars? Go to the NBA, you think 20%? It's like, are we serious? You cannot be comparing that right now. Like, it's different in its whole entire aspect. But yeah, like you said, I'm not worried about Toronto or anything. If you're Toronto, being good at hardpoint translates really well in this game to other game modes, just in terms of talent and just squaring up. So I'd like you. I think being able to win hardpoints convincingly takes a lot of stress off of it and allows you to focus on the other game modes as well, even if it doesn't need to. So not worried about Toronto at the major. Still don't want to run into them at the major, right? Obviously, we're gonna have to pay. We're gonna have to play one of the two eventually, FaZe or Ultra. But overall, I mean, just great win from Optic.
Yeah, no,
Gritty,
this is huge.
got it done.
Yeah.
Anything else to add?
I mean, I was just shocked that they handled him in search like that.
Yeah.
But Shotzzy was doing it against Ultra. He was making those crazy plays where he would just sneak through somehow, get a 2-piece, be annoying, and just cause chaos. And
let me see his stat line here: 26-8 in the control. He's not a superstar though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was 13-0, I think, at one point, or 13-1.
He went on a 13 streak. Yeah, he went on a 13 streak.
Yeah, he was going crazy.
Yeah, that concluded the weekend. Good weekend. Always. I mean, there could be all three O's and an optic match that is I watch, and then I'm happy with the weekend. So
Mm-hmm.
good weekend of matches. But let's go ahead and look ahead to a few of the matches coming up
Yeah,
here.
let's just highlight, some of the ones to watch. Like Friday's only 2 matches, bro. We only have 2 on Friday again.
Yeah.
But I mean, Friday, both of these seem like some snoozers. I got Vegas smacking them 3-0. Bounce back, Nero going crazy.
Yeah.
Purge
Yeah.
positive map
I
1.
always like get into this mindset of like, but what's more likely to happen?
Yeah.
And when I should just be like, yeah, square up. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there. Vegas 3-0. And then I'm gonna take Thieves 3-1.
Okay, the Thieves are 1-7 against LAG all time, I'm pretty sure. In the
Don't
Battle
care.
of LA.
Don't care.
You taking them?
Yep. 3-1.
I'm going to take Thieves map 5 though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. Then we got Royal Ravens versus the Legion. I think the Ravens take a map off of them. I think they just get scrappy on one of the first 3 maps. And they take one of them. I'm gonna go Legion 3-1.
Yeah, me too.
I could easily see, like, for some reason Carolina coming to play that day. It's just
It
the
is their
world of
last
COD that we're
match,
in.
and they got to get into winners.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Legion 3-2.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, 3-1, like I said.
Okay.
Next matchup, Rocker
Ooh.
versus Heretics. I feel like this is going to be a good one. Both teams that trended downward flipped
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of a switch and got their first win on the board. So I think they're both going to be clawing for it. But I really do think, oh man, Big Wake. I was
Dude,
like
this
about to
is
say
tough.
Rocker, but I always think about Big Wake. I'm going to buy some Vamos bucks here, and I'm going to
Oh,
go
snap.
Heretics 3-0.
3-0. Smoking them?
Yeah, if I say 3-0, it's like plus 900 instead of plus 200,
Okay.
So
Okay.
Heretics 3-0.
All right. I am going to counter that with Rocker 3-0. Rocker
Okay.
3-0. I think Big Wake wakes up for this one.
I guess we'll know
And
after first map if we're wrong, which one of us is wrong.
it's going to be like 3-2 round 11. All right.
All right, last match of the Saturday, Toronto Ultra versus LA Thieves, 3-0.
Yeah, that's bounce
3-0.
back. That's got to be right. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on,
that's bounce
Ultra.
back for sure.
3-0
Now
someone.
Ultra, there has apparently they want to try out maps. They're doing
Yeah, but they've
whatever.
been doing
So
that too
maybe
long
they
now.
try out a search map, and Thieves take it, but 3-0 is going to be my
Yeah.
guess here.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, last day of the weekend, we got FaZe against Gorillas,
3-0.
3-0. Surge versus Breach.
Honk shoe.
I'm gonna go Breach.
3-1. Breach 3-1.
Breach
Bounce back
3-2.
for winners. 3-2?
Breach 3-2.
Okay. All right. I'll take them 3-1.
And then, oh wow,
Oh my God.
last match before the tournament.
Oh my God. I didn't know we were
Optic
doing
Texas
this.
versus New York Subliners.
Holy
I got
crap.
Optic map 5 round 10. They win 6-4.
Okay. Okay.
That's my biased and non-biased. Like that's
I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I got New York.
in what fashion?
3-1. I think Optic spent all their energy this weekend on the Ultra.
I wonder.
Yeah, 3-1.
Obviously, the rest of these games have to play out, but hopefully, someone tweets it out or someone mocks it up on one of the watch parties or something. Where will fall? Who will match up against winners round 1, whether we win or lose?
Oh yeah,
So,
they'll tweet it. They did last major for sure. People were
okay,
like, if
so
Optic wins this, then they play
so
this.
I mean, we might be
Yeah.
rooting for an Optic L.
Yeah, honestly.
come right before that match. So that's going to do it for our COD segment here. Pretty good recap, in my opinion. Very efficient, very to the point from us here today. Pat
Heck
on the
yeah,
back
brother.
for us. But yeah, we definitely want to before we jump into some Rocket League here, Dak. Anything else to share on COD?
Looking forward to that Optic New York match, bro. Honestly,
Yep.
I like you said, we're gonna have to see what happens with the bracket, but I think that could be a match of the year.
Yeah, can be really good. But yeah, let's get into some freaking Rocket League. Let us know what's going on.
All right, flashbang, boom! You are
Boom.
bright.
Why are you on light
Let
game?
me
It's
turn
right
on
there. It's
dark
right there at
mode.
the top.
All right, you good?
Yeah.
All right, so the EU third regional just finished up this weekend, so now we are heading into Major 1. We have a new format this year. There's only 2 majors and then worlds. So so it's gonna be interesting. Like these majors really matter, and there's only 4 teams from NA and EU going this year. So we have 4 European teams, 4 North American, 2 South American, 2 Oceania region, so like Australia,
Mm-hmm.
and then 2 MENA region, so Middle East, and then we have 1 each from like Sub-Saharan Africa and Southeast Asia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. Let's
So
go.
there's 16 teams total. Again, it's going to be Swiss stage where you got to win 3 before you lose 3. Top 8, I believe, move on to
Yep.
the playoff bracket. So this is going to be crazy, bro. This is going to be insane because
So who's
um
fighting for what? Do we know?
yeah,
Who's? Oh
so
wait, this is the. Oh, this is
this is
the.
the
Okay,
Swiss stage
gotcha.
right here. So
Gotcha. Gotcha.
our
Gotcha.
4 European teams, we have Carmine Corp who won all 3 regionals. They won this one again against Vitality.
That's
They're
crazy.
insane. They're unbeatable. They're the favorites to win the whole thing. We
Okay.
got Team BDS who always gets there but can't win a grand final. They're
Yep.
also really good, but they're probably the third best team in Europe. Um,
Okay.
G2, that's our NA1 team.
Yep.
Yep, they
Gang.
won 2 regionals, couldn't win the third one. They lost to Gen G right here. So they're really good. We're just hoping for like a grand final appearance from them.
Okay.
That would be good for our region.
Okay.
Vitality obviously won all
Then
3 regionals last year, won the major and worlds. They're insane. They got to grand finals this time around. They were kind of tied with like 4 other teams for that 3rd and 4th spot. So their spot for the major was not guaranteed this weekend. But they came
interesting.
out, handled business, got 2nd place, and lost to Carmine Corp. So they're looking
Okay.
good. Gen G, First Killers team, Appjack, Chronic, really good North American team. They won the last regional, so they may be in form. They could show up and beat a lot of these teams. Gentle Mates is a European team who got 2nd place in the first regional and then kind of like that top 8, top 4 area in the next 2.
Gotcha.
They're made up of people who used to play on Carmine Corp and like a lot of the top European teams, so they're pretty good. They're, they could make top 8, top 4 if they have a crazy run. Falcons, that's a MENA region team. They're nuts. I'm pretty sure they
Okay.
won
Yeah. I
multiple
know Team Falcons.
regionals.
That's
Okay.
the. Is that like Middle Eastern?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They have
they're
those 2 COD players that are always at the top of the ranked
yeah, bro.
leaderboards. Falcon
Yeah.
Xnid.
Yeah, that dude's always in the top 250.
Always.
But they're good.
Luminosity.
Yeah, Luminosity. This is who we're rooting for right here.
Let's go, LG. Top 8.
Yeah, top 8. I'd be very very impressed with top 8 cuz a lot of these teams are crazy,
Like,
bro.
yeah, I mean, the
Yeah.
7 that we listed off before
Yeah.
them are already crazy, and we still got
Yeah.
OG, Rule 1. Like,
Yeah, bro. So Furia is a South American team, and they were really good the year that I went to Worlds in 2022. They were like really, really good, but they choked
were
and
they Furia
lost.
then?
No, they didn't choke. They beat
No,
Moist.
were they Furia
Yeah,
then?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But they were South American at the time, so they would always go to majors. But then last season, they moved to North America and they didn't make a single major, I'm pretty sure. So
Damn.
they went back to South America this season.
So North America owns
And
South America.
yeah, that's what it sounds like by the
Okay.
transitive property of sports. But they're looking good. I'm pretty sure they won or went to grand finals in the regionals down there almost every time. So they're looking good. OG Calm, favorite player from version 1, he's hilarious, and they got a team full of veterans. They're going to be, they could be
Dark
upset.
horses.
Yeah, dark horses for sure. Rule 1, another MENA region team, really good team. They're in with Falcons, so both of these teams could be scary. We just don't really know because they only play in their
Who
region.
who's that one's guy that is like,
RW9,
yeah, is he on Rule
Rlcs.
1?
I think he still is actually. I know they dropped some people. It's okay. No,
Oh
no,
no,
no, no, no. He's
Nupo,
not. Yeah,
Nupo.
Nupo's gross, dude. He was
Yeah,
like
that's who I was thinking
15.
of.
He's like 15, 16. He's gross. Yeah, he's
No, yeah,
insane.
he's gross. So, dang, Rawas or whatever is he didn't make it.
Yeah, I guess they dropped him, but I think he went to Falcons.
Dang.
Like he's still on a top
Oh,
team.
oh,
Let's
oh.
see.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and
Okay.
Kalir's is his brother. So these two are
Oh
twins.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
And then
I remember that now.
TRK Octane calls him Turkey.
Turkey.
And he's really good too. So yeah, Falcons is gross.
Right.
We got Power from the Australian region.
Lachlan.
Heck yeah, shout out Power. Complexity. I'm pretty sure they won every single regional in their region. I think they're playing in South America. So yeah. They were really good last year, bro. They were in North America and they were like
So they're better
they
than
were like a
Furia.
top 4 team at Worlds, I'm pretty sure. They're nuts.
Are they supposed to be better than Furia?
Yeah. Raise Bull,
Okay.
CRR, and Dorito. Dorito has some crazy car designs. He loves color.
What do you mean?
He always has like a crazy
okay.
colorful car.
Quick Trip.
Quick Trip Pioneers Gaming, my boys. Let's go. Oceania region. Scrub, Amphis, and Fiber.
Interesting.
Let's go. I'll be rooting for
Those
them.
look like COD names, bro. Look at
I know,
go back.
bro.
Hold on. Go look at them all grouped together.
Fiber.
That is a COD roster.
This is a COD roster. Mock, Fiber, Amphis, and Scrub. Like that is a challenge. That's like
bro.
a top 12 challengers team.
No. They're like T24.
Yeah.
They're like T24, T32. Like talking shit to pros and then losing 3-1. Like that's them.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
Asia Pacific team.
Yeah, yeah. So this is Elevate. Interesting. I don't know any of them. And Limitless has been winning all of the regionals, I'm pretty sure.
Snowy,
in
sweaty
Sub-Saharan
to die
Africa.
for. That's a great gamer tag. To die for is a great
To die
gamer
for
tag.
is fire.
That's sick.
Damn, I'm pissed, bro. I kind of want to steal that.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, bro, it's gonna be insane. So this is our round 1 Swiss matches, just off rip. I don't think we really have any crazy
KC,
ones. Ooh, this could be good.
EDS, G2, Vitality.
Vitality versus
NG,
Complexity could be a good one.
Falcons OG.
Yeah, that'll be good. LG Fury is a good one. Dude, yeah, okay. We got some,
good matches.
But these top teams are gonna stomp them. Like
Yeah,
G2
the
stomp,
first 3. Yeah.
BDS stomp, KC Limitless. Hold on,
You think Limitless might have
won.
something?
They won multiple regionals. I'm pretty sure. I haven't followed that region at all, but
In
I keep
Sub-Saharan
seeing
Africa, though.
tweets that like Limitless is in grand finals and like won. Okay, yeah, let's see. Open qualifier 3.
First, 17 through 24.
Yeah,
first,
all three of
first,
them.
First,
All
first,
three
first,
of them, bro.
first. Yeah, he's been winning since since 2022 on that, bro.
Yeah, so Limitless is dominating that region.
Yeah.
What if they came out
So
and
maybe-
upset KC?
Maybe, bro. Maybe.
No, that's 3-0. They're gonna get absolutely
Okay,
destroyed.
okay. Are they're best of 5s to start? right?
Yeah. But yeah, dude, it's gonna be fun. I love Swiss. It's just nonstop matches. There's like 20 streams going on at once because they can't cover everything, so they just let everyone stream it. And yeah, it's fun. So
Let's go.
looking forward
Definitely
to it, bro.
gonna be watching that
Yeah.
because it's the weekend after the COD tournament, right, or before?
Let's check. Wait, when is this?
We
March
said
30th.
this. So after, yeah.
No, wait.
after.
Yeah. Okay. So it's
Yeah,
the weekend after. Bet.
Cool. That's gonna be a good 2 weekends there. But yeah. Any other headlines before we get into our pick and bans?
No, man. Let's get into it.
Cool. So to end our show, we've got our coined segment, pick and ban, where me and Dak both pick and ban something, whatever it may be in our life going on, whether that's in-game, out-of-game, sports, relationships, life occurrences, whatever it may be. And so to start us off here, I'll go with my pick. My pick is company outings.
Ooh.
So yesterday I did play golf with, like I said earlier in the show, played golf with some of the new coworkers. One of them was the partner of the company, like our head boss out of the office, and he ended up putting it on the company card. So I got there, it was like, it's already all paid for. I was like, great, knowing that, bought a box of balls, and was able to put that money to better use. So
Yeah,
shout out company outings for not having to pay.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
great surprise.
my pick over the weekend, I went and saw Dune 2. All right.
Let's
But
go.
not only
We
did
haven't
I
talked
see
about
Dune
that.
2, and we haven't, and we should get into that, but not only did I see Dune 2, I bought the Dolby Theater experience. All right.
Oh, fuck. The
Brother,
4.0 or whatever.
yes, I didn't know what that meant. I just thought it meant IMAX, like cool sound, like better sound.
No, it's.
Brother, explosions would happen and your whole seat would vibrate. It'd be like,
Wait, really?
bro, it was like a 4D experience. It was
Wait, that's
insane.
insane.
Bro, so anytime there would just be talking and like music, like calm music, talking parts, nothing would be going on with your chair. But any action scene, bro, bullets hitting the sand, your seat would vibrate to it. Like him riding the worm, your seat was going
Damn.
crazy, bro. I felt like I was on the worm. It was insane, bro. My heart
When they
was
pound the
racing.
sand, would your
Yeah.
feet vibrate when they pound the sand or
Yep.
whatever?
To the
Nice.
to the beat. But
Dude, that's
yeah,
insane.
dude, it
Yeah,
made
that
it
movie was
made the
awesome, bro.
movie
We didn't
it
talk
made
about
the
that.
movie so cool though. Like
Damn, I
it
need to
felt like
watch
we were
it.
at Universal Studios, like
Was
doing
it
one of those
extra?
3D. Yeah, no, it was like $4 extra, $5 extra.
Okay. Okay, that's not
Yeah,
bad.
but
That's
I
like,
I did not know what I signed up for, and it was awesome.
damn. That reminds me of like, I don't know if you've ever had this experience, but like there was like a SpongeBob like ride at
Hmm.
Six Flags where you go in the chair and like there's something playing and the chair like
Yeah,
moves around and
yeah,
shit, and it was not a fun experience because it was like whipping you around. It was weird.
yeah.
But that's what it reminds me of. But yeah, Dune 2 was awesome. Great
It
pick.
was. It was a great movie.
Getting to our bands now. So as we kind of touched on, when we were breaking the ice in the show, there's a lot happening in free agency today for the NFL world. And as a Cowboys fan, I was curious as to where Saquon Barkley was going to
Mm.
fall because one of our conference rivals losing their best player, that's always a good thing, unless they fall to your more so conference rival, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh man.
Um, so yeah, Saquon Barkley is now on the Eagles. So not only are we going to have to deal with their stud offensive line, we're also going to and the tush push. We're going to have to deal with Saquon in their backfield. So that's going to be fun.
Are they keeping Swift?
No, Swift is on the Bears.
Oh, let's go. I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Let's go.
yeah,
Heck yeah.
yeah. Swift went to the
Dude,
Bears.
I've been so out of the loop
Um,
this weekend. Let's go.
I
That's
saw I
huge.
saw like a ESPN grading the trades, and they put that one as a C minus, I think,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
because now
How much did they
now
pay him? It depends on how much they paid him. Because if they
uh,
overpaid him, then I'm not happy about that.
no, they didn't. They didn't. Does 25 over 4 sound fair?
Yeah, I'll take that for sure.
I think it's
I think
something
he's
like
a
that.
decent back. He's definitely not like a top tier running back, but he's
No, he's
definitely
decent.
he's
He's
above average for
productive.
sure.
He
Yeah.
can be productive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about
But
that.
yeah, that's what I mean. Might as well add that to your pick now. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's my band. What's your band?
Yeah, so my ban is myself as a
And
moviegoer. All right. I have
oh,
been the worst moviegoer ever the last 2 times I've been. So
why?
Oppenheimer, I went with Asa and I got a big 44-ounce Coke, just giant drink. And I put it in the cup holder. And so it got a little jammed when I went to grab it. And this is like, we're watching previews at the moment. Like we
Mm,
just sat down. So this thing is
yeah.
full, bro. Like 20-pound fucking drink. And I go to grab it from the top and like, like a
Mm,
crane. Yeah.
yeah, I know
And it
exactly.
got and it got jammed in there a little bit. And it kind of like shook. And whenever I went to pull, the lid popped off and the drink just completely spilled on the seat in front of me, bro. Like it like engulfed the back of the seat and like wrapped around him, and there was just Coke all over this dude.
Dude, I don't know about you, but I often like will grab my drink like that
Yeah,
or just something awkward like that, and I 100% of the time I tell myself not a good idea, but I do it
yeah,
anyways. I don't know if that
yeah.
thought ran across you before you did it, but
Not that
every time
time,
I do shit
honestly.
like that, it
I
does.
was in full autopilot, just thinking that I was gonna have a normal sip of my drink, and I ended up completely drenching this guy in
Okay, so
soda.
that was last
Yeah,
time.
that was last time. And so, I felt horrible. So I was like, I'm going to be better next time I go to the theater. Well, this time, this time I sit down and the movie just starts. Like literally opening shot of the movie, and my phone goes off, and like my alarm, I had an alarm set from like last Friday, and it just repeated to this Friday. And so, dude,
No.
like it was like a banjo ringtone, and that shit was stuck in my pocket, and I was like trying to get it out. And this is during the opening shot of the movie, bro. So like everyone's trying to like get settled in, get immersed, and that happened. So then I was like, all right, cool. Check my phone. You know,
Well,
I was like, well, there's no way I have another alarm. Dog,
you did.
dog. 2 hours later, it's like 10 o'clock.
No. I
We're
was literally
like
about to
we're like
say,
in the
luckily it
middle.
wasn't during a good part.
Dude, we're in the middle of an important scene, and my phone goes off again, and it was just so embarrassing, dude. And I
That's
just
yeah,
felt
no, that's
horrible. Yeah,
embarrassing. Especially because you don't know if everyone cares or not.
yeah.
So like you feel even more bad.
I could feel
But yeah,
eyeballs. I could feel people turning around.
yeah,
It was horrible.
yeah, that's okay. I mean, it happens to the best of us.
But yeah, man,
But
2 in a row. I'm really bad. You know, I'm sure people
you got to
hate
be
me.
better next time.
Yeah.
Who'd you go with?
Just some friends from high school.
Nice, cool. Well, yeah, definitely be next time. You got to be better. Maybe just don't order anything. Get filled up
That's true.
before you get there. Just avoid
Turn
all.
my
But
phone
you can't.
off.
You can't go to the movies without something in front of you, bro. You can't. You can't. It's not going to the
No,
movies.
yeah.
Anyone that goes to the movies and just
I
sits
gotta have
there
something, bro.
without anything is a psychopath.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, I
but
looked
yeah,
for one of the Dune popcorn buckets. Them things are sold out. Y'all are some freaks, and you should be fucking ashamed of yourselves.
I'll tell you
It's only been a
one
week.
Doom popcorn with extra butter. Hold the popcorn. It's so funny, bro. Oh,
Uh,
good shit. But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for episode 17 here at the Next Wave podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed the CDL Rocket League breakdown. We'll definitely be back here next week for episode 2. We've got more COD
Two.
matches coming up this weekend. I mean, episode 18. I was gonna say part 2 or something like that. Episode 18
Yeah, every
next
episode's episode
weekend.
one.
We're finally legal. We're
Let's
18.
go.
About to be 18. We're almost legal.
Let's go.
So yeah, tune in next week. More coverage and more news for you there. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to help us grow. And we'll see y'all in the next episode. Deuces.